Hello everybody and welcome to a Jumputi Hero News video. My name is Scarface King. I promised this would come. Here it is. I might throw my summons in on the end of this video. So this video might be, I'm going to be recording this on Thursday night. Might throw it up Friday, maybe? I'm not too sure. But we'll do the news and I'll throw my summons in there as well, because why not? The Hunter x Hunter story event is upon us. The game is still kind of in a place where, you know, the game still has first anniversary branding on everything. The first major version update after the anniversary still isn't here when they said it would come. So I think this is kind of... This is going to be kind of the first big event after the anniversary, and they're just not going to, you know, it's kind of the, I'm trying to think of the word, I'm missing the word, but basically, in the aftermath of the anniversary, this is just kind of, this event's just kind of playing out, like, it's pretty straightforward, it's pretty standard stuff. There is one new mechanic thing, but a lot of the things that had been talked about, there was a lot of interviews that they did with various Japanese media outlets, the developers that is, and on top of that, we also had the live stream which confirmed some update stuff that would be coming soon, and they reiterated that in some of those interviews. So we know that there's updates and stuff in the works, we know that there's probably going to be a massive something at the end of April for Golden Week, but until all of that, the Hunter x Hunter event is gonna be it. And this is kind of, in a way, this is like the last, one of the last major series that didn't have a story event and now does have one. You know, because series beyond this are mostly series that would be considered to be underserved in terms of jump games. Like, Hunter x Hunter's had its love in Ori Collection, in Jumputi, and Jump Force, even. But we'll talk about that in a sec. We'll get onto that in a sec. Let's talk about the actual Hunter x Hunter event and what there is to come. So, first off, daily login bonus. Log in for 12 days, you get Hunter x Hunter Gacha tickets and a copy of Shizuku Murasaki. Now, I was hoping that the other days you logged in you'd get rubies, but I guess if I'd thought about it they would have said that, because that's a good selling point. It's all like friend points and coins and stuff instead, so it's not great. It's not great. The Hunter's Tavern, this is just the event you have to clear to start the Hunter x Hunter events. Yeah, I believe it's a... I did check because I couldn't remember this part, but apparently it's like a scene from the start of York New City where Killer and Gon are on this like virtual Hunter's Tavern thing on the computer. Anyway, I didn't remember it, but that's what this is a reference to. So during this event, from what I can tell, and this might just be my shitty broken translations, but from what I can tell, there are going to be community goals and there are going to be personal goals wherein you collect points by clearing the Hunter x Hunter specific events, and with those points you work towards goals. You work towards goals as a community, but you also work towards personal goals, and you'll get goodies for hitting your personal goals, you'll get goodies for hitting the community goals. So I'm hoping there's going to be some rubies in there, because oh boy, oh boy, Annie hit us hard. Annie hit most people pretty hard in the ruby department. They did give out a lot, to be fair. They did give out a lot. But yeah, I think I've got that right, and I think there are going to be a lot of rewards from this, so that'll be good. We have the beginner class event, Melody. This is the pretty standard stuff. Anyone could beat this, anyone could get a copy, anyone could get a copy to 99. Like, you could just use whatever garbage you start the game with, and you should be able to get yourself Melody up to 99 luck. And for some people, maybe the first 99 luck lead. I'm trying to think if we've got a beginner of every colour now. We have Haku for blue, we have Yamcha for yellow, we have Melody for red. Is there a green beginner stage? I can't think of one off the top of my head. There might be one, but I can't think of one off the top of my head. because Gacha is also yellow. I think there might be one more beginner class stage, I'm not sure. If not, we just need one more and then everybody has like an easy into getting a 99 of each colour, which is really nice, and that's how it should be, to be honest. Because nowadays, the 99 luck thing, for a lot of stages, the 99 luck is kind of like, I need to bring this. And beyond that, the 99 Lux is just a matter of you need to collect as many as possible, which again, a little bit disappointed that for the anniversary we didn't get more bonuses for them. Because those bonuses were awesome last time. We got Goku Dare added to the friend point pool, we got a bunch of extra goodies from our login bonuses, faster stamina recharge, all that stuff. Like, adding some more of those would be really nice. Still haven't got any, it's a shame. We have Nobunaga Hazama as well as a Transcendent event. So this is kind of following the pattern that we've seen for a lot of these story events. A beginner, a Transcendent, and a Catastrophe. Spoilers, there's a Catastrophe event, I guess. I don't really, you know, I remember Yorknu for the most part. But in terms of like the Phantom Troop and all their individual characters, don't really, my brain doesn't remember every single one in full detail. I gotta say though, with some of the, like, Melody maybe doesn't give you the best idea of it, but with Hazama, like, if you look at his design, that is very, very, very true to the Hunter x Hunter style in the manga, because some of the characters, you might say, I don't know if there's a good example on this page, probably not. Like Gon and Killua, I mean, I guess they're all pretty accurate, you know. They're all pretty accurate representations, but there's something like really, like, the thin lines that are used in the manga for some, like, character facial definition. You can really see that in that one particular model, which is quite nice. Also, shout out to me, because I had to redraw his top knot because it was obstructed by part of the UI that I hadn't figured out how to delete yet, when I was trying to data mine and get these character models. So shout out to me for redrawing that. You can really tell if you look, but if you're not looking too hard, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Catastrophic Shia Poof, or just Poof, I guess. It's quite nice because he is a Catastrophe event. So is Neferpito, who is coming back, by the way. And it would be nice if Meruem was like the first of like a new breed of events. Because looking back on the manga, and I look, because I did like, not research, but like I knew the Hunter x Hunter event was coming, so I looked into a few things. The way they portray like the battle between Meruem and Netero, if that was to be added to Jumputi, I feel like Meruem would need to be a class above Catastrophe, what Catastrophe is right now, simply because they portray him as some kind of god. And yeah, but then again, if you watch the fight between Pito and Gon, God almighty, that fight is insane. I mean, it's not so much a fight, I guess, as just an absolute beatdown, but god damn, it's just amazing. So yeah, you can get a costume for beating the hardest difficulty. Normally, these are exclusive to the time the event comes out, and then, you know, Poof would come back later, but he'd only have Transcendent and Ultimate difficulty, not the Catastrophe difficulty, so you would not be able to get the costume anymore. However, and I don't know how far down it is, it's not that far down. Biscuit's coming back, hey, that's pretty good. Hisoka's coming back, again, pretty good. Pito is getting their Catastrophe class difficulty back for this event, which is the first time that's ever happened, the first time the costume has become re-available to the public. So if you missed that, now's your chance. I think Pito is probably, I don't know if I'd say the easiest, but one of the easier ones. Just because, if I remember correctly, you just have to, like, if you have the right characters to defeat her mooks, and you don't really need anything special, you just need to do your bursts just right and heal just right. Once you beat them, you have so much, like, free space to do what you want. Like, maybe you need to heal, you can heal. Maybe you need to build up some skill bubbles, you can build up some skill bubbles. Maybe you need to wait for certain cooldowns to reset, you could do that too. And then you could build up a fierce burst, knock Pito down to 1 health bar, and then just burst. And then you're guaranteed to win. So, if my memory is not betraying me, this was a relatively easy stage. I don't think the same will be the case for Poof, just because they've been getting a little bit, well, they've been getting progressively a little bit trickier. Understandably, you know, understandably, because stronger units are coming out, they are buffing units as well, so this is probably going to be hard. I'm going to be honest, this is probably going to be one of the trickier ones. I have quite good Thunder units, I think, but I don't have any Thunder, like, limited or anything. So, very... I'll be interested to see if I can beat it. I'll be interested to see if I can beat it. I didn't beat All For One in the end. More so, I think I could have. I only really had maybe 5 solid attempts in the end. But the thing is, like, I didn't have a lot of time to get, like, to really grind it out, and so I just missed the costume. Not a big deal, because I don't really care about him as a character that much, so, like, even with Buggy, I didn't really care, but this costume in particular looks very nice. I know it's subtle, but it does look very nice, so I'll be a bit disappointed if I can't get this one. God knows if they're going to be any good or not, but, you know, I think Ultimates in general normally have at least one thing about them that's somewhat useful in some way on some stage, so I'll give it a go. And who knows, maybe it'll be like Ulquiorra and I end up farming to 99. Probably not though. Probably not. So yeah, as I quickly touched over, these events are coming back. If you missed out on your opportunities to get them, I mean, I think they're pretty much available most of the time. They're in the normal rotation. You can open them with keys as well. But it's just a nice little thing to do for all the people that are going to be joining specifically for the Hunter x Hunter event. Because if you're joining for the Hunter x Hunter event, you're going to want characters from that series. And oh boy, there are a bunch of them now. There are absolutely loads of them for you to farm. So that's great. We also have Uvagin, who is going to be a Unity battle, which, I don't know, I think we just had a Unity battle. We are still having a Unity battle when I'm recording this. It'll be over by the time the video goes up. And it's nice to have an obtainable Unity battle character, always nice. He's probably going to be quite nice. He's probably going to be quite good. As most Unity battle characters are, but in particular, I think, you know, he's Unity battle characters tend to have high HP. He's going to be a green tank, so he's going to be interesting. I'm going to be interested to see what they do with him. They've been buffing a ton of units recently, and I'm wondering if this is going to be a sign that we're going to start seeing characters dropping from events that are a lot stronger. And I think the Unity battle would be a good test of that gauge, because historically, out of all the free units you can get in the game, the Unity battle units tend to be the best. That has changed since they released Die, but can you call Die free to play? Kind of, maybe, not really, sort of. Technically, yes. Technically, Die is free to play, and he is easily the best free to play unit in the entire game. But it's kind of cheating because he costs so many of those medals. So I don't know. I'm hoping he's going to be pretty good. I'm hoping he's going to be pretty good, and maybe I'll buy some copies of him, because I normally just save the Soldier Souls up. I don't spend them every time I get them, because you know, yeah, I could get more dupes of Frieza, make him better. Yeah, I could get more dupes of, you know, someone like Carl, or Even cars, like, you know, I got like the 3 useful dupes on him, and then I haven't touched him, so I could get more, but I'm just leaving it for now. And I'm hoping Uvagin is good. I'm hoping later on, when we get other series with Unity battles, I'm gonna have enough Soldier Souls saved up to buy all the way to max level, and then I can be an absolute beast. Anyway, Illumi Zoldyck, if you're in the Discord, you'll know that I actually... Wait, did I say this on video? I might have said this on video as well. Yeah, I did. Yeah. It was in my last video. I said Illumi Zoldyck was going to be the next tower reward, probably. He just made sense as a tower reward, because as a character, it fits him better than putting him as an event character, because there'd be no real counter to him as an event character, but he also doesn't really fit as a gacha character either, and well, there you go. I forgot to mention in this news post, I'm only just realising this now, they've actually reduced the number of bubbles required to create a skill bubble during this event. I didn't write that down, I'll probably add this after I finish this video, but the tower is one of those game modes where it's... I don't know if I'd say love it or hate it. Like, I think the whales very much love it, you know? But your everyday player is probably not going to be a massive fan of this game mode, because it's inherently focused towards the whales. And that's fine, I mean, there has to be game modes like that, otherwise, you know, the game's not going to thrive. And I think that's always the case with anything that's even remotely PvP-esque. But I don't know. I'm personally not a big fan. I just do my like dailies or whatever. I have no real desire to farm all the way up to the top of the tower. I have no real desire to stay at level 20 and get a really high ranking. Because yeah, you have to put effort in. You have to try every day, and I just... It's kind of long. if a character got added to the store that I really liked, then absolutely. But the thing is, after seeing how much the Terryman dupes cost, I was happy to just get one. You know, I was happy to just have one. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I might buy one copy of him depending on... Well, we'll see how I feel. Because he's in the store, he's going to be there pretty much forever, I think. So not a big deal. There is also an event for the tower where if you bring Hunter x Hunter characters, you get boosted point gain for each win, and they will have like boosted stats and stuff. So you're probably going to see a lot of people running the new limited character and limited Gon, and that's going to be a really rough time for all of us that don't have them. So yeah, what are you gonna do? The Phantom Troop Spider Coin Gacha, pretty straightforward stuff. We've had so many events like this now. Very similar to going way back, the Tadakoro Megumi Silver Coin Gacha. You collect the coins, you pull on the gacha. Again, a little bit of wonky translation. I don't think I actually put it in this news post, but I think it might be your first multi, or it might be every multi. I think it's your first multi, 10 coins, I think you're guaranteed to get a copy of her, and you're guaranteed to get one from the logins if you log in every day. So, like, you can't not get a copy of her if you're trying. So, I guess they did that to make it a bit better than, like, say, the Himiko Gacha, where most people literally got one copy of her right at the end of the event, and like that was it. So I think they expect and would want you to get her to 99 luck, but I don't necessarily know. I don't know. We'll have to see how the coins drop and stuff, but it's probably going to be one of the cases where you can get her to 99 just from farming events, and if that is the case, fantastic. I think a lot of people would be happy. I know she's a bit of a fan favourite for her design and stuff, so 99 light is pretty good. She probably won't be a particularly good unit, but it's pretty good. Moving on, limited gacha, Godspeed Killua. I saw it coming. I saw it coming a mile off, but yikes! It's gonna be pricey for a lot of people because you know, we just had Annie, we just had 2 new limited characters, and we're gonna have 2 more limited gacha on during this event. One of them is a reprint, to be fair. It's not like I didn't, you know, I like I said, I saw it coming. I said in the Discord, like, we have Poof, we're getting Killua. We just are. We get the Killua they're showing is just going to be the standard run-of-the-mill Killua. We're going to get a V2 Killua. And I saw some people doubting that, but I mean, the thing is, with Sasuke, they released 2 versions of Sasuke at the same time. Why wouldn't they do the same for Killua? I don't know. Technically, Sasuke's a bit different because he wasn't a limited gacha, but I mean, it's the same shit. It's 2 versions at the same time, and I mean, Godspeed Killua is a really cool character. He's probably going to be a really nice unit, but I mean, it's when you're adding up all the gacha that I kind of want to pull on, it's getting pricey. It's getting pricey, you know. There is a sale, but it's not a great one, so we'll have to see. I may do up to here. The thing is, going beyond that 3rd multi is a very difficult decision, because you get the 4th multi, no guarantee, 5th multi, no guarantee. By the time you get to the 6th multi, you spend what, 1, 2, so like 3,000 plus. I don't know, you spent like 4,000 and something rubies, yeah? And if at that point you haven't got Killua, you basically kind of have to force yourself up to 9 multis, otherwise you're in the bin, you know? But I think if you go 3 multis, yeah? First multi's a discount, can't go wrong. Second multi, again, discount, can't go wrong. And then the 3rd multi, guaranteed 5-star. If you don't have him at that point, I think, just that's it. I'll call it quits. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And as for this gacha, I might just do the 500. I don't know. We'll see. But the thing is, how much does that add up to? That's 2,250 plus 2,250 plus whatever I want to do on the other 2 gacha, which is probably, again, going to be at least 2,250 on each. So we're talking like 2, 4, 6, 8. We're talking like 9 grand, 9,000 rubies for one event. Oh boy, that's a lot. That's a lot. Incidentally, we'll talk about the sale pack in a sec, but incidentally, that's essentially what you're going to get from that if you're buying all of those. So they saw it coming, they knew. But yeah, if it wasn't blatantly obvious, Killua will be a counter to Poof, and Gon, as we already know, is a counter to Pito. They like to do that with the catastrophes they bring out unlimited with it. It's fine. I don't have a problem with it. I just think in general, when there's a lot of limited gacha on, as opposed to like getting the new heroes gachas, you do kind of feel a bit less safe with your pulls, because when it's a new heroes gacha, it's like, I am guaranteed something new. This is great. With the limited gacha, that's not the case. That's not even close to the case. And, well, unless you're going 9 multis, but haha, no. And I suppose there are more gacha on, so they kind of... Look, okay. There's a side A gacha and a side B gacha. You got Killua, Kite, and Feitan. I quite like this gacha. I quite want to do some pulls on this one as well. Again, though, would I go all 5 steps? Maybe. I guess it depends. If you're a massive fan of Hunter x Hunter, then you have no reason not to. You know, you have no reason not to try and get the characters you want. But these side A, side B gachas, while not as bad as the One Piece gacha where Robin and Sanji were on the same banner as like version 1 Zoro and Luffy, it's still not great to have Gon in there. I know a lot of people won't have Gon, but if you do have him, that's like the massive, like the booby prize, because you get that 3rd, 4th, and 5th multi. If you pull Gon on all 3 of those, that's GG. You have just been obliterated. There is no coming back from that. So if you're like really interested in getting Killua, or you know, anyone else, it's not a fun time. It's really not. I miss the new heroes gachas. We haven't had one in a while. I miss them. When was the last new heroes gacha? Was it Chica? That was a while ago, you know. That was a couple of months ago now. That's, you know, I'd quite like to get a new Heroes Gacha for Golden Week. I know they said in their interviews that they were moving away from the kind of sporadically adding stuff from series and focusing more on major events. But I don't think they'll move away from it completely. I don't think they'll ever do that, just because there will be times where they need to fill certain gaps and they will have to release stuff from their archive. Like, you might not be aware of this, but they have tons of stuff pre-made. They have tons of stuff that is already done and has been for some time. And I have a lot of theories about what they might have done with some of these things. Like, take for example, at the start of the game, they had a lot of new Heroes Gachas coming out. At one point, I think it was like one a week. So, I think chances are the way they had done that, where every new Heroes Gacha seemed to have an event coming with it, I think that for almost every character in the game that has been released, and for characters that haven't been released yet, they probably had an event counterpart planned for that specific character. Not just for the event in general, but for that specific character. So we already know that for, say for example, Ichido Rei, we know that Harumage Don was planned as an event character and was not added. He's in the files a little bit, but he was never fully added to the game, and he was never made playable. And I think with any of these characters, you could pick out an event that could have been pre-made for them. I think one that jumps to my mind is from the Dragon Ball event. It was focused very much on the Cell games, but if that Super Saiyan Trunks they added had instead been added from a new Heroes Gacha and not from a Dragon Ball whatever massive Cell games event, I think he would have come with a Mecha Frieza, which makes me think that that is a character that they have made, that is in the files, well, on their end anyway, and at some point we will probably see them released as a playable character. You know, there is stuff we know that they have since well before launch, like Saga from Saint Seiya and other stuff like that. So we know these characters exist, we know they'll come at some point, and that's what makes me think that during the time in between story events, because there will be times where they need to push stuff back, maybe assets aren't finished, maybe some of the event info isn't ready, maybe a new mechanic isn't ready. When they do that, there will be gaps in that, and in that space they will insert stuff like either new Heroes Gachas or stuff like the Hinamaru thing, where we had Tanoji added on like a semi-limited banner, and then we had Kusei Sosuke as an ultimate. So that's my opinion on what might be the case. So I don't think they'll move completely away from new heroes and into story events. Now we've got a side B gacha. A lot of people are going to be torn on what to pull for, because Killua is on one banner and Kurapika is on the other. Obviously this is the best way to maximize your revenue if you're the devs, but damn, that's pretty rough if those are the only two characters you care about. And I think that might be the case for quite a few people, so it's a shame, but what can you do? New debuff, Electric Shock. That's the name we're going with. Electric Shock. So it's basically damage plus damage for Bubbles Burst. So it's an interesting mechanic. I don't know. I think I need to see it at play. I think I need to see it being used to fully understand what the potential is here. But in theory, it could be pretty OP, because it could, if an enemy shocked you, it could maybe stop you from bursting them, depending on how bad the shock was and stuff. So it's an interesting idea. I don't know how well it will work. We'll have to wait and see. The Hunter x Hunter ticket gacha, it's just you get free tickets and you get to do free pulls, and that's that. Pretty nice. You're probably going to pull a ton of Leorios and get nothing else, but if you do pull something else, lucky you. Lucky everyone that gets that. And the Ruby Sailor's come back. If you do manage to pay the 9,800 yen to do all 3 of these, which I think is like, it's like 60 something pounds, 70, 80 something dollars, something like that. If you buy all 3 of those, you will get 3 sets of jewels, which is really nice. That's 9 jewels in total, 3 of each. And you will have 9,000 rubies, which is enough to do the first 3 multis on all 4 of the new gacha. So, shout out to them for adding that, even though I don't think many people are going to do that. I might. I don't know. We'll see. I'm tempted. I'm at least tempted, I've got to be honest. Even though I know, deep down I know, it's a terrible idea. And then we got character buffs. So, a load of characters got buffed. I'm a bit annoyed because I put the time in to like go through all the buffs they had in the last list with the anniversary stuff, and I was writing them down, I was translating them and stuff, but the buffs that they put in the news weren't the actual character buffs for a lot of them. Like some of them it just showed the cooldown going down, or like the damage going up by a tiny bit or whatever. The characters actually had major buffs, but they weren't at level 6, and they were showing us the skills at level 6. They did change that for this this batch, but I just think that was dumb. That was really dumb and stupid, and I spent a lot of time on that, but okay. Cool, I guess, whatever. Out of the new buffs, the things that stand out to me, Pinnacle of Perfection Ryoma, he's one of my only limited units, and he's got like a nice little buff, so that's nice. Asta was already a really nice unit for specific stages. He's getting a little buff, so that's nice. Making Light Yagami more powerful is interesting because he's very specific to the stages he's good for. The stages he is good for, which is basically just L and maybe a few other stages in like challenge events and battle rushes. He is specifically very good for those stages. Better than most other characters. However, he's just kind of whatever for most other stages. With this buff, maybe that's less the case. For the other characters, I mean, Seijun and Naruto getting a buff is nice. Monmon, from what I saw, Monmon got a really nice buff, so that's good. And from the Thunder units, Son Gohan's damage is actually looking pretty decent now. Hinata getting a buff is nice. I don't think Hinata was a bad unit to begin with, but again, very specific to the stage he was good for. So getting a buff, quite good. Beyond that, I think Rio's looked okay. And Psyche again, it looked okay. But I don't know. And Hyrain is in there somewhere, but his buffs looked very minimal. I know he was a Unity battle, so it's a bit different, but his buffs looked quite small. They looked quite small, so negligible, I would say. And that's it. That's it for the news now. I'm going to quickly go through what I think the next story event will be, and then I'll jump into the summons or whatever. I have no idea how long this recording is because I'm using some new recording software and it doesn't say. It should probably say somewhere. It doesn't say. So, I don't know. But this is the list of story events that they put on the last survey they did. And you may remember on that survey was also the 4-star character vote, and in the end Shiryu won that and got added to the game as a 6-star character now, so that's great. And this was part of that survey, and does it suggest anything is kind of, I guess, the question, because there's a few series not on this list that you may have expected to see. Like, I'm obviously going to say Katekyo Hitman Reborn. I'm a little bit biased, but I would have liked to see Katekyo Hitman Reborn on that list because it's a very popular series. However, bigger standouts than that do exist. You would easily say that My Hero Academia should probably be on that list. Understandable that Slam Dunk's not there because Slam Dunk is not in the game yet, but like Rurouni Kenshin is also not there, and a few other series, so it's an interesting collection. It makes you wonder what the direction is. Because is it a case of they had a few story events already done and they want to know what to work on next, which would mean that we might not see the results of this for a few months, possibly, you know, 6 months, something like that? Or is it a case of we've got bits and pieces done for all of these, which of them do you want to see next? In which case we could see it as soon as end of April, start of May. Which do I think it is? I think it's probably somewhere in between. I think possibly not the next story event, but the story event after that will... I don't know. I think it's very much a possibility that either My Hero Academia or Rurouni Kenshin, or is Gintama on that list? Gintama is not on that list. So I think one of those 3 series potentially could be the next story event. Already done. They already had that finished and ready. So we've done Hunter x Hunter, we'll move on to one of those series, and then we'll move on to one of these. And which do I think is probably one out of these? I don't know. If they're going purely off the vote, it might be Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been heavily underserved in this game. Saint Seiya as well, there's definitely some potential for that. I kind of went into my thought process down here a bit. I really think, out of the ones that have a really high possibility, I think the Prince of Tennis is probably also quite high up there. But if they're going purely off fan votes, it could go any direction, to be honest. I'm a little bit... I would say probably Yu-Gi-Oh! Out of those would be right up there. Because I think it hits the most demographics out of the ones on show here. But that might, you know... I've been wrong before. It could be fucking Nisekoi. Even though we've already had a Nisekoi event, we'll get another one. So... That's going to do it for the news. That's going to do it for my little bit of speculation. And we're going to be moving on to the summons, hopefully, after this. So, enjoy the summons. Okay, the news is over. It's time for the summons. We're starting off with, obviously, Side A and Gon, because those are the 2 events that start first. The next 2 Gacha are coming in a couple of weeks, so... I don't know what I'll do with that video. Maybe if there's any news, I'll throw that in. We'll do something with that. We'll definitely, you know, I'm not just going to not record my pause. We'll start things off with the Hunter x Hunter ticket. You have an overwhelming chance to pull Leorio. 95% chance. But if you're in the 5%, you can pull one of these lovelies. I hope for the people that I see I want to see a couple of people on Twitter, on Discord, getting lucky with these tickets, because the amount of people on the Bleach tickets pulled nothing but Rukia, on the Hunter x Hunter tickets pulled like Kuwabaras and Botans. Like, I want to see some people getting lucky. Okay, I'm gonna do my pull. I'm fully expecting Leorio, and if I do get him, well, hey, I'll sell him. To be honest, I was feeding units to try and get as many characters up to high luck as possible. But I changed my prerogative recently when Dai got added to the store. Not necessarily in order to purchase Dai for myself, which would be great. Obviously, he's a great unit. But I'm saving up those points in case they add somebody else the same way they added Dai, so that I will be able to purchase them if it's somebody I really want. Not Dai. I mean, I'd be okay with Dai. I don't know. Let's start off with. Should we start off here? We'll start off here. What I want most out of this banner is Killua, and then Kai, and then I kind of just don't care after that. I already have Gon. Please, I have enough Gons. We're gonna do. I should explain. We're doing 3 multis on each, because I think that is the best route to take. Wherein I'm taking low risk because I'm guaranteed a 5-star on both banners, but I'm not guaranteed anything good. I'm not guaranteed a new unit either. So it's a little bit of up in the air, and first multi not great. We're gonna get a lot of Leorios, aren't we? Yeah, I'm still gonna sell him. I'm not gonna feed it for luck. I just don't want to. We'll keep the Krillins because he's very close to done. I think he's on 89. I want to say. So this would bring him up very nicely to like 95. I think. So we're very close. We're very close to max luck Krillin. And let's jump into the second multi. I'm hoping for a 5-star here. Second multi has been alright to me recently. In the past we've had our differences, but recently second multi hasn't been as bad. So okay, never mind. Can you throw me some Krillins and some Namis, please? Because no. Oh no. I'm not sure about my volume levels here. I'm just to be on the safe side, turn it down 1 bar. If it's like really quiet in game now, sorry. Okay, the last multi on this banner, guaranteed 5-star. If it's gone, well, we've been done. We've been done, lads. But if it's any other 5-star, perfect, absolute perfection. We've got quite lucky in the past, so I don't expect to be nice here. We got 2 5-stars. We got Kaya. Okay, you know what? It's not gone. That's the important thing. It's not gone. So I am very much happy with that. We did get a second 5-star, and it's Kilowatt. That multi could not have been better. That could not. Well, I mean, you know, if you wanted to give me Faye's hand as well, sure, I guess. But that perfect, perfection. What a great way to start this event. What a great way to start this event. I am happy to pull those 2. Let's add you to favorites. Let's add you to favorites. Very nice. Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. What's Killer's animations? Oh, isn't it just great? So we're not doing any more pulls on that banner for certain. For certain. Let's jump in. The 3 multis on this banner. Realistically, pulling unlimited banners is somewhat quote-unquote high risk, because your chance of reward is very low, but if you do get a limited, that's pretty dope. So it's kind of like a... I don't know, it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. We're gonna jump into the first multi. If we can get a 5-star in the first 2, that would be great. Okay, we've got 5 stars, start things off. Very good, very good. Very nice, very good. The odds of it actually being gone are not that high, but you never know. You never know. Could get okay, it's light Yagami. Is a dupe. Sadly, is a dupe. However, he has been buffed recently, as I talked about in the news bit before this. So there's some potential there. There's some potential that he could be. I don't know. He could be getting some use out of me. He could be getting some use. So I'll take the dupe. What does he get? I think mine's currently 6/6. So what does he get at 7? -1 cooldown. Plus 10%. That's plus 10% is pretty good, and that seems to be the going rate now, which is very nice. And plus 2% on the self boost. Yeah, you know, I'm not mad. That's not a bad dupe. It's not the best, but like, you know, if you're not gonna get what you want, then you might as well get a decent dupe, and that was a decent dupe, so I'll take it. I don't expect a 5-star here, so let's just get through this one. Oh, whoa! There we go. We've, you know, this video hasn't been too bad so far. The first set of multis was, you know, ooh, we're very close with our Krillin. We're very close. I think this next one's the 5-star. Hiei! Okay, hey, I'll take that. That's pretty nice. That's with the Yu Yu Hakusho event. That was kind of the only really gacha, standard gacha unit I cared about, and I didn't get him. So I was a bit disappointed, but well, now he's mine. So happy days, happy days. So all I'm missing now is Yoko Kurama, and I think I've got all of the main squad. Because, like, I really wanted Genkai, I got Genkai. I wanted Hiei, didn't get him. Got him now. And so, Jin I am missing. But, like, out of the main squad, all I'm missing is Yoko Kodama, who I'm not going to be getting from the Select Gacha because I have chosen Shirayasha Gintoki, so have to try and get him some other time. Let's jump into the final multi of the video, and we'll do the other summons at a later date. This is a guaranteed 5-star, so we've at least got we were at least safe. We're at least safe in that regard. Now, maybe two. Is that too greedy? I don't know. Oh, just one. Okay. War God Medica is a dupe, sadly. Pretty nice one. I do like that unit, but a dupe is a dupe at the end of the day. If we could get a Krillin dupe here, though. If any of these could be Krillin. Okay. Well, maybe I'm closer to Krillin than I thought I was. Let's have a look. Just 1 second. Oh, I've gone too far down there. Krillin's near the top because Dragon Ball is the first ID. 86. Oh, come on! I was spot on. I was spot on with the 95, or maybe I don't know. We need 2 more Krillins. Is the situation? We need 2 more. Well, I'm not doing any more summons to get him today, but that was pretty good all in all. I didn't really expect to get Gon. I don't think you can ever go into a limited banner expecting to get the character, but well, at least not in 3 multis. But it was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. I'm happy I got Killua. I'm happy I got Kite, and we'll jump into the X Hunter event. We'll pick up a lot of the goodies, and then it's not long from now. It's a few days, I think. It's a few days until Killua starts. So I'll do some pulls on that. I'll do some pulls on side 2 or side B, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let's have fun with this Hunter x Hunter event, eh? It's gonna be pretty good.